Hello and welcome. Today's video is me discussing Woodland Camouflage, old and new. Any corrections or additions to this video will be in the description below. Today's video is discussing Woodland Camouflage because on this channel I'm going to be talking about things such as Molly, IIFS, things such as the IBA and its variations, and such forth, and some of this is going to include, and since there's multiple variations of woodland camo out there, I like to discuss them so I don't sound crazy when I start discussing items. So first to start out, I like to talk about what I call old woodland. And old woodland refers to any form of camouflage print and woodland camouflage, obviously, prior to the year 2000. Why the year 2000? Educated guess. So to start out, there are multiple So to start out, there's the old woodland standard, which you see here. In this coloration, there's no issues with the print. And one thing I want you to take notice of, if you're watching the video, is take a close look between the green and the brown. Something to note for later. And so essentially this is the type you usually will, and this will be seen on IIFS, 90s contracts, Molly equipment, and in first coloration also on wood, on maybe I think also uniforms and maybe woolen Alice packs and other items. And one thing I have here is the old chemical suit carrier. The reason why I have this brought up here is that this is in a different shade of colors. If I put them side by side, you can see that the colors on the older chemical suit carrier is much brighter compared to this. I'm not sure if this is a difference in material and the colors are different, or they changed the coloration between the production of these and when it went to Molly. Next, I like to talk about another variation of that, and this is what I called old woodland with borders. You see here is that you can see there's a border between the green and the brown, and I just can only assume this is from somebody screwing up on the printing process or however they make this stuff. And it's only between this and those two colors. But other than that, the colors is the same in the same, so there's very little difference. The next variation of old woodland is what I call old woodland green dominant with borders. And you can see on my patrol pack here is that this one also features the borders between the green and the brown, but you may notice something, but the reason why this is green dominant is if you look at the tan on here, well, if you can call it that, the color is much different. Here. You can see how green it is compared to the regular tan of the old woodland variety. And those are all the major variations of old woodland I have noticed. Next, I'm discussing new woodland. New woodland was used for Molly 2. And get through your head, Molly 2, not this original, but the second version of gear. And this is also used on late contract IIFS gear. I'm talking about like post-2000 contracts. I don't have very many examples of new woodland, but I do have one example here. And it's on my IIFS training field pack. You can see here that the colors compared to the standard old woodland are very much different. The colors are much more darker and much more, I'd say, more vibrant in some cases instead of looking, I wouldn't say vibrant actually, but the colors are much darker. You can see that the tan is much more darker. The brown is darker. The greens are pretty similar, but they're still different. And that's really about the difference. So I hope you found this video informative. So if you have any questions, corrections, or anything you'd like to add to the discussion, put it in the comments below.